YouTube, how's it going? It's me again, Dr. Ozi, and I am going to show you something really neat today. I haven't done one of these artist sound designs for quite some time since the last one. I think it was Little Texas, which was amazing, and a lot of people, you really enjoyed it. So this time we're going to do something of our favorite, and I think everyone loves him, Space Laces. Ian is a really popular sound designer and is an amazing producer when it comes to simplicity. In this stream, I'm going to show you guys how I try to take from what he does and try to apply it. It's a very good idea to do these things, to try to learn from others and try to implement it in your music, because eventually you're going to try to make it your own. It's not wrong to try to learn from others. It's always a good idea. On that note, please make sure you subscribe. If we hit 10,000, I'll quit smoking vape. Yeah, you know what? I will stop smoking entirely if I hit 10,000. I can do it, I think. And if you haven't liked the video yet, please make sure you like it. If you like me and what I like to do and show you guys an educational way of trying to learn sound designing and music production, it really helps. It just makes the video popular. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Hope you guys are being safe. And yeah, I love you. Goodbye. Let's learn how to make that weird shit. That's it. All you need is a note. That's all you need. All right, the star of the show is obviously Vocode. Now, I wish I had Vocodex or Voc. Is it Voc? Which one is it in FL? Vocodex. How much is that? Vocodex. Ah, only $100. Shit. Hey, don't owe me like. Anyways, I'm fine with this. Bands, think about it this way. If EQ8 had 4 bands, that's what it would look like. Like the channel EQ has 3 bands, EQ3 has 3 bands, and EQ8 has 8 bands. In vocoder, you can start with 4 bands and then you can adjust it. You pretty much are, you know, making adjustments to your band. You could all like it's kind of like acting like a harmonic EQ. So that part's out of the way. Anyways, the juicy part of this sound is the band width. So if I were to go to EQ and I chose the width like that, okay, that will be a pretty high width. It's wide, okay? Big boy. But if I really bring this down in Q, this becomes a small width. So we get this kind of sound. Okay, we get this harmonic that is standing out a lot. But that's only 1 band. What if we did 2 bands? What if we did 3 bands? What if we did 4 bands? So pretty much that's exactly what we're doing. There are 4 bands over here that are specifically going with harmonics. Okay, the bandwidth option right here, if I do 200%, it is widening. But if I do 0%, it is like pin high. Okay, it's not creating the resonance because I don't know. Because there's no resonance, okay? But now, that's only 4 bands. What if we did it at 8 bands? We get a little bit more of a sound on 10%, which is, you know, tiny thin. Let's do another one, 12. We're getting more resonance. We're getting 12 bands of resonance. Let's do more. Let's go all the way to 40. Now we have resonance. Now, the cool part about vocoder or vocodex or whatever you have, the cool part about it is that you can select the range you want. Right now, the range is from 20 to 18,000 hertz. But I can change the sound of vocoder by changing the range of my vocoder. So listen to this. So that's pretty much the ideal starting position of that kind of like weird, spacey, toppy, weird sound. Now, the cool part about this is that you can legitimately just create noise out of this, but you gotta maintain that initial sound. You gotta maintain that resonance. You gotta maintain the key of the song. Okay, if this is in E, let's do, okay, so if I were to turn off the vocodex, go into my EQ8, check, this goes up about, okay, so this ends at 40, okay? 40 hertz is the initial harmonic at the lowest part. Now, I'm gonna put my 20 hertz over here. Instead of it being 20 hertz, I'm gonna put it at 40, so it's in key, okay? All right, we get this sound. Now I think this is a little too much, so I'm gonna go 16. Now, you could potentially screw around with a little bit more within the idea of this entire vocoder, because 4-man itself is sick, because it pitches. It's like a pitch bend for vocoder. And then depth, I think it's like, it's literally, I think that's the Q on top of the Q. Next thing is the noise factor. I think if you stack, I think it gives that sound of vocoder. So if I stack one more vocoder on top of it with 8, I get this like weird water, really low bit quality. So we're a little bit there, but the only thing that we're missing is the noise factor. So let's do that. We got a little bit of a shimmer on the top. And now OTT, 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 OTT. This part sucks because you're just kind of like overly compressing a lot of shit. And then I'm going to add another limiter on top of it to really crush it. What I'm interested in is the first initial sound. What I'm not interested is in the second sound. How do I fix that? I think this is where Ableton wins, is the modular function, where you can decide where the LFO would go and map it as a modular, and then can actually make it, you know, a little bit more singable. Does that make sense? So I'm going to put that to the bottom, 40 hertz, and I'm going to put it to 40%, and I'm going to do like, I don't know, 53. So notice how we're getting like weird sounds now, but I'm going to put it to square. So we're staying up there, but I want to make it go up and down. Cool. So we're getting a lot of hum right now. A lot of like, you know, sound. So I'm going to change my first one to 12. There you go. On top of this, I think reverb plays a huge role as well. But not only any reverb, I think hybrid reverb, except parallel reverb. So that works really well with this kind of sound. So you make a dry signal and a wet signal. Your wet signal will be fully, of course, wet in your hybrid reverb, and your dry signal will have nothing. So what you can do here, my favorite thing is to find a bass sound or even weapon sound. And then I will go and check a shot, and then I'll drag that right into the convolution reverb. Now it would sound a little weird because we haven't fixed any settings. We're going to go into convolution only, no serial or parallel. We're going to change the compressor to sidechain and then input it from the main sound and then crush it, limit it, and that's it. No EQ. So you guys get it? A little bit of idea how it's coming along right now. Now, convolution is going to play a good role on the resonance and the overall sound and the body of it. So the size is sometimes, because of the size, like it will actually do either a low pitch or a high pitch. But I think the decay of the sound, of the reverb, is way too long. So I'm going to turn it down by a lot. I can try adding a parallel reverb into it, and maybe I have a shimmer on it, and you know, maybe I can like diffuse it by a little bit and decay the small. But it goes for too long. This shimmer is not that great to me just because the size is the problem. You know what I mean? That's pretty much it, to be honest. Now, the reason why this works the best is because if you add a sub or a bass line under it, let's just say anything, it just fits perfectly with the resonance on the mix. You know, if I do, it just works. And your drums gotta be on point. If it's not, it's going to not work. I think drums play a huge role in this. Drums play a huge role. And if you still don't like it that much, you can literally change the LFO amount. You can keep going. Because of this background, there's another part that actually helps this, and I think that is ring modulation. I feel like ring modulation is literally the part that makes it this kind of sound, you know? Let's add a ring mod, and we're gonna draw it. There you are. Okay, cut off. Anything, man. All you need is a sweet, juicy clap, like, you know, just a tiny little, you know, just that. Yeah, just like that. On top of this, if you want to further make it, you know, spacey, search as many lo-fi stuff as you can. It's literally that, lo-fi. That's so much that we can work from. Literally more than enough. We could do literally this. So simple. Yeah, cool. See, now this is the part that sucks about that sound. It's not in key. That's the hard part about this. You gotta find the right little. There you go. Now, same thing. Like, honestly, I think it's definitely over compression around these little sections. So let's do it. So it really brings out that noise. It becomes like an RC20 like effect where it kind of gives it that noise, that vinyl sound. Lo-fi sounds are like the ones, you know? Maybe it needs to be a little bit more wet. A little wetness, just a bit of wet. I can't do a good Gordon Ramsay, honestly. Cleanliness and the tightness is what's important here. The cleaner everything and the initial ground beat is locked in, that's when this thing really, like, you know, shines. So what I'm going to do is that the ring mod little effect that we created, we're going to first turn it up because it's pretty quiet by a lot. And I'm going to throw in a volume shaper just because I'm lazy. Yeah. So keep things a little tighter, you know? We haven't even put any hi-hats in there, and I think good old dubstep evolution hi-hat. That's pretty much it, you know? You can go even further and start modulating the other one if you wanted to. Maybe the high range. I'm gonna take that volume shaper and put it right on top of that sound that we created. Keep things even more tighter. I think that's not it. I think this is the main thing right here. But we need to fill the gaps. And I think this is one of my favorites. I think it's the Virtual Riot synth. You know? Maybe this is not even like one thing. I think this should be just only on the kick and snare instead of doing a eighth note. Anyways, that's it. That's it. You know, the cool thing is, when I do sound designs like this, you know, I have a certain sound in mind, and I'm just like, this is really cool, and I reflect myself into. I try to learn it from the artists that do it constantly, and when I do, I apply it on my own music, and it's really nice to get to apply it on your own music. It's always nice to learn stuff like this.